Hello everyone, this video is on the topic of field networks and it has been prepared and will be presented by four of us, Avikam, Ashutosh, Yogesh and myself, Manik. So a Hopfield network is a special kind of network whose response is different from other neural networks. It is calculated by converging iterative processes. It has just one layer of neurons relating to the size of input and output, which must be the same. So this network was introduced in 1982 by Sir John Hopfield, and it works just as like our human brain, and it collects and like just our brain collects and retrieve memory. Similar, this networks does. A Hopfield network is at first prepared to store various patterns or memories. Afterwards, it is ready to recognize any of the learned patterns by uncovering partial or even some corrupted data about the pattern. That is, it eventually settles down and restores the closest pattern, thus similar to a human brain. The Hopfield model has stability and pattern recognition. I become next slide, please. Next. The base paper that we have used to understand the concepts lying behind Hopfield network it was written by Sir J.J. Hopkins in 1982. Its name is Neural Networks and Physical Systems with Emergent Collective Computational Abilities. This paper focuses on the idea of content addressable memory, which is the use case of Hopfield networks. In the next part of video, Avivkam will explain the working and architecture of Hopfield networks.
So yes, Avikam here. From for the start, I would like to shed some light on the history of Hopfield network. Hopfield network was introduced by John Hopfield in 1982, as Manik said, and was inspired by the Ising model of dipole moments of magnetism. When we have a series of dipoles which are connected in a lattice, then one dipole can affect polarity of its neighboring dipole. So the same idea is like taken from this paper. John Hopfield had taken this idea from the paper, and it has certain weights as well. Any of the neurons can affect value of all other neurons except itself. So, for an example, like six neurons are completely connected with each other. That's why they are known as recurrent network. And its use is, like Mani said, is like its use is to store and retrieve patterns based on partial inputs. And now, like explaining a bit of theory of how the Ising model was there. Like Hopfield recognized a link between these network states and these Ising model in physics. It has to do with a lattice of interfacing magnetic dipoles. Each dipole can be up or down, which states it depends on its neighbors. So each node is connected to its neighbors. Each node state is influenced by neighbors, and it also influences its neighbors. So it's looking for no low energy solution, which is also done in Hopfield networks. So dipoles will look for minimum energy solution, and if the sign is same of two nodes, it will be positive, and the sign is different for the two nodes, it's negative. So coming to the introduction, I would like to say is that Hopfield net is a form of recurrent artificial neural network invented by John Hopfield. Hopfield net serves as content addressable memory systems with binary threshold units. They are guaranteed to converge to a local minimum, but convergence to one of the stored patterns is not guaranteed. They are used for solving optimization problems and pattern retrieval. So, I would like to explain what content addressable memory is. It is a system that can take a part of a pattern and produce the most likely match from the memory. So, in the paper, Hopfield proposed a method for using a neural network as a content addressable memory. The network learns the patterns and converges to the closest pattern, which was shown means when shown a partial pattern. So, what are Hopfield networks? These are single layered recurrent networks. All the neurons in the networks are fed back from all other neurons in the network. The states of neuron is either plus one or minus one instead of one and zero in order to work correctly. Even if we do use one and zero, there is some formulas which later gets converted to plus one minus itself. Like if we apply zero in the formula, it gets converted to minus one, and if we apply plus one, it remains as plus one. And number of the input nodes should always be equal to the number of output nodes. So coming to the architecture, the whole structure evolves time. A Hopfield network is stable when net of all weights and connected neurons that the value of particular neuron does not evolve with time. Then we could say that Hopfield network is stable. It should not change with time, and the condition is always having minimum energy at the end. So now how do we calculate the weight matrix? So the outer product of array values of neuron leads to the weight matrix, and a symmetric matrix is created. The diagonal elements are zero because the case which we have considered is that it's connected to all other neurons except itself. So idea about training this neural network is based on Hebbian learning rule. Weight is decided by sum of product of connected neurons. So for training, first we provide inputs, and all neurons will be acting on the input in the training, and then the output, all neurons act as output. So in training we multiply input vector and it's transpose the output of matrix is the weight of networks. So now I would be like to change my slide and go to discrete Hopfield network. So what discrete Hopfield network is a Hopfield network which operates in a discrete line fashion, or in other words it can be said the input and output patterns are discrete vector, which can either be binary 0, 1 or bipolar +1 -1 in nature. The network has symmetrical weights with no self connections, Wij equal to Wji and Wii equal to 0. Wij is equal to Wji. This case was considered by John Hopfield in the base paper. He assumed this because he wanted to come to some theoretical conclusion which was only possible when the weights was equal either side, and Wii is equal to 0, as I had explained previously in the video, that we considered the diagonal to be 0 because the neuron is not connected to itself. Then following are some points to keep in mind about discrete Hopfield network. This model consists of neuron with one inverting and one non-inverting output. The output of each neuron should be the input of other neurons but not the input of self. Weight connection strength is represented by Wij. Connections can be excitatory as well as inhibitory. It would be excitatory if the output of the neuron is same as the input, otherwise inhibitory. Weight should be symmetrical as said before, Wij equal to Wji. And now coming to the energy function evaluation. An energy function is defined as a function that is bounded and non-increasing function of the state of the system. Energy function EF, also called Lyapunov function, determines the stability of discrete Hopfield network and is characterized as the following formula. The only condition in this is it's in a stable network. Whenever the state of node changes, the above energy function would also decrease. So now I would like to explain a bit about the formula of energy function evaluation. So there would be four cases which would be coming from the formula. One is if the connected neurons fire together along the weight is positive, then energy decreases. If the connected neurons fire together but the weight is negative, then energy increases. If connected neurons do not fire together and the weight is negative, then energy decreases. If connected neurons do not fire together and weight is positive, then energy decreases. So what we have seen is that it depends upon how the neurons fire. Do they fire together or separately, or is their weight positive or negative? So the theta which you see here is the threshold, which is considered to be 0 for most of the cases in the base paper, but it's still a condition here. And theta is based on Hebbian learning rule, so whether the weights and connected neurons are firing at the same time or not, or when all of them have the same sign, energy decreases, and decreasing energy is the goal of Hopfield network. Then for updating, there are two types, asynchronous and synchronous. For asynchronous, only one unit is updated at a time. Unit can be picked at random, or a predefined order can be imposed from very beginning. And in synchronous, it is like all units are updated at the same time, requires a central clock to the system in order to maintain synchronization. So this is the overall process which occurs in Hopfield network. And now I would be uh, leaving my position and giving it to Ashutosh.
Thank you, Abhikam. So let us dive into some applications part of Hopfield network. Next slide, Abhikam. Yes. So, as we know, in today's era, facial recognition is the need of the society for security and identification purposes. And every human has a unique face, so facial recognition plays a vital role in the phone, PC, and system security. This whole network helps us to recognize faces, and it can be used for the large number of applications like chart analysis in the stock market. This network behaves as a content addressable memory. That means it can retrieve a stored pattern even there is a subset of data given. The operation of HHN can be divided into two phases, the storage and the retrieval phase. The, uh, the storage phase contains low resolution binary images in form of matrix, and then we transform that matrix into 1D row vector, and then this transformed matrix is used to calculate the weight matrix W using Heb rule. And in the retrieval phase, network is allowed to converge into a stable state, and to validate the correct information, we match the converged image with the original image. And network is present with the distorted version of fundamental faces. And distortion is done by randomly by reversing a bit of fundamental face with a distortion percentage of 5 to 45%. And we can say that HHN can handle distortion phase and retrieval. This is also used in chart analysis of the stock market. Now Yogesh will conclude.
Thank you, Ashutosh. To conclude all the things which are explained earlier by my friends, the main purpose of Hopfield network is to store one or more patterns and to recall the full pattern based on partial input, just as our human brain works. This network can easily handle this distortion, and fundamental phase can be retrieved. This network can be used for face-based security applications when the number of individuals allowed is a limited number, like a high security military area or a research lab. And Abhikam, next slide. And here are some of the references from which we have taken information to learn about this network. Thank you for watching.